So I thought I'd do a piece about something that I have termed subliminal tiredness or subliminal fatigue. Now you have to pardon me kind of going through the iPad. I'll try and make it a bit more like it's part of it. I'm not sure I'm going to manage that, but I could try and find a box. Just 1 minute. Yeah, chunky box. This is going to be my poor quality auto cue. So I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to sit that on there. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to me. And I'm going to do that and hope it doesn't fall off. There. Should be out of sight. Okay, fine. Right, so I'm calling this subliminal exhaustion or fatigue, right? We're all conscious of when we're tired. Right, you've had a long night or whatever, or you were working overtime, or you were doing sports, or you're in the London Marathon, or some marathon somewhere in the world. There's always plenty going on. Or you were training extra to normal in the gym, doing sports, football, soccer, whatever it is. We're all aware of that tiredness. And then the people say it's, pardon me, the day after is when you get really fatigued. So like if you ran a marathon, the day after that you feel a bit tired and really creaky and everything. But then, I've never done one. I've done a half marathon stuff. No, I've done a quarter marathon, that's as far as I went. And it's the day after the next day that you really suffer. That's when you really realise how much damage you've done to your body. So I've got this kind of theory about this, which is that's the obvious conscious kind of tiredness. And I wondered why fit people, very fit and healthy people, in fact sometimes extraordinarily, very noticeably fit and extremely healthy people, got so ill sometimes. And I've seen it happen to a few people, and it actually happened to me. And I've kind of put together a theory for this, put together a theory for this, which is very simple and just made up of two parts, two main prongs. And I'm kind of beginning to realise that as an adult, your biggest threat to your physical health is, and the biggest method of you catching disease is sex. I'm not going to talk about sex, except to say that obviously as an adult you tend to do it if you're healthy. I mean, it's unhealthy not to do it, I think. But that's the way that you get the most sick. One sexual health expert described it as releasing a zoo of bugs upon you when you have sex with someone else. It's a whole load of bugs that you don't have already and you don't have immunity to. And they introduce these foreign bugs to your body. And that happens during sex. Right, now, people who have worked out and who have been at the gym a lot and who have trained and stuff, their bodies are in exceptionally good shape. And that attracts sexual partners. I mean, literally, you'll put yourself in fantastic shape in the gym. Next thing you know, the offers are starting to kind of roll in. And you say, oh, right, that's interesting. And if it hasn't happened to you before, you'll find that if you're in good physical shape, it changes your people's perception of you quite a lot. People will start to ingratiate themselves with you that previously didn't pay a blind bit of notice. And from my own experience, you get the worst viruses you ever had that way. And I'm not talking about syphilis and stuff, although obviously that happens. I'm talking about, just a virus. In my case, it was Epstein-Barr virus, which is mononucleosis, glandular fever, we call it in the UK. But for other people, it's other weird viruses, and they do damage to your body, and sometimes you don't really recover. And that's why it's so dangerous. It's not in and out and gone. It stays, it lingers. It's not very nice. So that's the first thing. Physically get yourself in good shape. The offers will start to roll in of sexual partners, and then you're in real danger then of getting lots of bugs that your body has previously not been introduced to. The other prong to it is that I believe there's something that nobody's really coined yet. I've coined the phrase for it now: subliminal exhaustion, subliminal fatigue, subliminal tiredness. It's tiredness that's under the radar. I'm just keeping the iPad alive. Tiredness that's under the radar. Either it's your underlying system your organs are stressed after all that working out and training stuff, or your immune system gets tired because you just are working your body harder. There's only so much energy to go around. And I've got the feeling that there's a kind of a lag with your immune system and underlying organs and so on. And that even though you get your body trained in good shape, in 3 months, you can make yourself go from, a stone overweight, 20 pounds overweight, to being absolutely in trim and in great shape. And the sexual offers will roll in, right? And so will the bugs. Now, this is not well expounded or well spoken about or well researched, but I've noticed that when I get really, really fatigued, and I have a health condition, which means that I'm ahead of the game in that sense. So, middle-aged, I suffer a lot more fatigue than people my age would suffer. They won't suffer this fatigue, most people, for another 20 years. Yeah. So, I find myself in such a position that I'm so tired that I can't go to sleep. It's like my body will not let me sleep. It's that bad. So you'd think you would, whereas when I was younger, I would hit the pillow and go, oh, and zonk out. That doesn't happen now. I am literally so tired, it's like my body says, no, you have to stay awake. I don't know if it's so as I breathe in and out and keep my heart beating. It's almost like your body says, we need a conscious element to keep things running for maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half or something. And then I feel like I'm able to go and lie down and properly sleep. But there's no point in me doing it before then. I've got to literally sit for an hour and a half and just let everything slow down. And then I'm able to sleep after that. So I'm literally too tired to sleep. And I imagine I'm not the only person to find this. So fit people getting ill. I've explained the mechanism by which that happens. When you're at your fittest, your healthiest, in your best shape, that's when people are attracted to you more, and that's when you're going to attract the most bugs because of that sexual activity. So my theory is that this is something that you physically train your body to be strong and great shape, and then you become greatly attracted to a sexual partner. You simultaneously get some kind of fatigue setting in because you have, in an underlying way, tired and stressed your body and your organs. And it's subliminal to you, but your system, your immune system, your organs have all been stressed and are tired out. And that getting that up to speed seems to lag somehow. You training your body. In other words, your body ends up looking really good, but underlying it, there's some kind of strange fatigue sets into your system, which you're not very conscious of. I've become conscious of it because, as I say, because of my underlying health condition, I feel as though I'm more in tune with my fatigue and my self-awareness than maybe other people are. Of course, you cannot research this easily, because the very first thing you have to say to people is, by the way, you've got ill. Super fit person, you've got ill because you've had an extra sexual partner. Now think about it. What research can start on that premise? That somebody's a love cheat, that somebody's unfaithful and has betrayed their life partner. Nobody's going to admit to that. Hence, these fit people getting suddenly ill always turns out to be treated by everybody as a mystery illness. Because the poor bugger's not wanting to admit they've been with somebody else in bed. You just, man or woman, it doesn't seem to make much difference as far as I can see. You are just as prone to this happening to you. So I've got a heading here: how incredibly fit people get incredibly and mysteriously ill. So underlying your general tiredness, there is this underlying massive fatigue, which I am calling subliminal exhaustion. Subliminal fatigue, subliminal tiredness. And that is on a kind of twin track with your actual tiredness that you're conscious of. And that, combined with the sexual attractiveness and you having sexual offers rolling in, is what makes super fit people suddenly get incredibly ill. Yeah? So I'm saying, if you're super fit and the offers are starting to roll in, as it were, you maybe want to think twice, because things like Epstein-Barr virus, you don't get it, take antibiotics and it goes away. I know viruses aren't affected by biotics. You don't take antibiotics and get rid of Epstein-Barr, mononucleosis, glandular fever. It's with you for life. So when you become more attractive to people and the offers start rolling in, I would think very carefully about pursuing masturbation first and sexual relationships second. And don't go mad, because the fact is, I only had one person that I was with that gave me these bugs. And so I wasn't putting it about a bit, as it were. But there are some people who put it about a lot. And they are therefore going to be carrying a lot of bugs. And of course, the more they put it about, and the more attractive they are to sexual partners, the more bugs get spread. So sex is probably the most pervasive bug spreading practice that people do. And I'm just issuing a word of caution, and this is my theory. You get super fit, you get super attractive, the sexual offers roll in, and that's how super fit people probably end up with mystery illnesses suddenly afflicting them. And the people I've seen where it happened, it's a major chronic illness. It's not a little thing, it's not a bug that lasts for 3 months. And the sexually transmitted diseases that people normally talk about, it's not those things. Those things, remember, can get cured with antibiotics. Okay, so be very careful. It's a phenomenon to be aware of. Thanks very much for watching and listening.